Felicitations, Malfactors, and welcome back to more Cave Gameshire. So in the previous video, we did the finishing touches on the East Fort, and we basically got the thing ready to go for building things on inside the actual fort. So let's head back over there and continue working there. Alright, so I'm at the bottom of the fort again. You might notice that all of the chests that were down here along with the furnaces are gone. I removed them and either put them in the cargo hold of my ship, or I put a bunch of dirt and sand over by the spawn area. Except for, this little bit of dirt and this chest right here. So, we're going to be building a few statues today. Alright, the statues are done. We've got our main one right here in the kind of center of the flat area, this fountain with the statue on top of it. At least this spear is actually rendered in. So I don't know why, but it seems to be something related to lighting, I think. Where the stairs on these statues outside, I'm not walking all the way over there. They don't render in, so they're there. The blocks are physically there, but they're invisible. From what I gathered from gleaming the wiki real quick, I think that gets fixed in Beta 1.6 test build 3. So eventually that'll reappear, but for now they're going to be holding staffs instead of spears. So that's unfortunate, but there's really nothing I can do about that. So it's pretty much just a waiting game for that. But yeah, this looks really fucking nice. I'm fairly happy with it. This is a good collaborative effort between Arcrhid and myself. And it's not too expensive, although I think the most expensive part are the iron blocks for the gloves. But while I was building the statues, I did take the time and I went out to the docks and made some slight improvements to them. So what I did was I weathered the other docks, so those, and as well as the walkway back here, so I weathered it a little bit. And I also added in these kind of like banded down stacks of like shipping containers, which is, they're just no blocks. Because I really have nothing better I can use. Ideally, I would just use barrels, but barrels are not yet a thing, and they will not be for a long time. So I think no blocks fit the bill pretty good. So we got these banded down things using some tracks, and then I've got like stacks of them over here. So that's really nice. It really brings the whole dock thing together now. All this thing really needs now is some boats. So I might have to design some more ships um, to build there. And while we were on the subject of like making statues, I had an idea, and the idea was to kind of put some statues on the inside of the canal walls, like the side that's facing in towards the sea, and then making nooks in there and putting statues there. It should be possible. We have about 3 blocks of space for the canal wall that we can possibly use. So we can end it at about 2 blocks before it would reach here. So we can't break this block right here. Otherwise, it would show on the back side of that. So we could break this and this inside these little archways right here. So we could possibly make statues right there. Or I also thought about, oh, that one's shorter. I must have done that for a reason. So the other thing we could do is say have like guard statues right here, and there's a little more space right here, so we could make bigger statues, which would give us more space to make more dynamic poses. So possibly like facing each other like on the entranceways, so over there as well. So that's some ideas. So that might be coming down soon. I'll see if I can make some decent statues, and then we can see if those actually implement properly. Hopefully it doesn't clash too well with anything around it. The other thing that I was also thinking about was this level right here. Um, One thing that needs to be done, I think, is this needs to be just connected, because I don't know. It doesn't really make sense that it's kind of like separated like this. Maybe leave that open right there, but this should absolutely just be a connected walkway because it literally touches. So like all I had to do is just dissolve this thing and then connect them together. So I'm thinking about building up stuff on this level. I've been calling this the military level because this is where we think like soldiers that would man the East Canal would be. So they would be living in this area close to where their place of work is, with this upper level right here being kind of the command center for the East Canal, because again, it overlooks the whole area, at least from the north side. There might be something that goes on the south side later on, but again, I don't have any foresight into what that's going to be. So I think that I will begin working on drafting some plans for this stuff. I'm thinking of taking some inspiration from like Roman castrums, so like military camps that you would see on like frontier areas, because there's some decent designs that I've seen there from like 3D renders. But yeah, that is what's going on here. So the Eastford is already starting to have some buildings appear on it and some nice little details right there. The statue looks really good from far away too, especially with like the red frills. But yeah, that is it for today. So as always, I've been Fig. Thank you for watching, and take care.